This is chemistry lesson 1.04. This is part 2 of 1.04, which is single unit conversion. And we said it's called single unit because we put a unit to start off with over the number 1 to put it into fraction form. Later on, what we're going to do is we're going to have a unit in both the top and the bottom. But for now, we just have a unit on the top. And so we have 2 practice problems here. Our first one says, given 1 gallon equals 3.78 liters, convert 456 cups to liters. And we're going to go through those steps that we talked about in the last last video. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with my color coding. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to frame up problem. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put, I'm given 456 cups over 1, and I'm going to liters. Now notice I don't really know exactly how much space I'm going to need. I just give myself a nice big long gap. And when I'm done and I'm done canceling my units, liters is what I should have left. So this is the unit that should be left. I have the next thing I'm going to do is assemble my conversion factors. Well, I have that 1 gallon is 3.78 liters, and I can write that both ways. Again, eventually you don't need to flip these, but it can help you. Now, the rest of these are all English units that hopefully you learned in 4th grade, and if you didn't, you'd have to look them up. But hopefully you know that there are, so we're going to have to get from gallons to cups. So I know that there's 4 quarts in a gallon. I know that there's 2 pints in a quart. And I really don't know what order I'm going to need these in or how I'm going to use them. Then I know there's 2 cups in 1 pint. And those are about all of the volume English measurements that I know. So from there, I have to figure out how to insert them. So the first conversion factor I need, I start off and I have cups on the top. So I'm going to want cups on the bottom. So it looks like this is going to be the one I want to use. And I want to use this one because I have cups on the bottom. So 2 cups in 1 pint or PT. And I'm just going to mark these off as I use them lightly. I have pints on the top, so I'm going to need pints on the bottom. So here I am, I've got a pint quart. And you'll notice I'm going smaller to larger. So I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use 1 quart is 2 pints. All right, I'm getting closer. Now I can go, I have quarts on the top. So here I've got quarts on the bottom. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. And that just leaves me with my gallons to liters. So I have gallons on the top, so I want gallons on the bottom. So I inserted my conversion factors. Now I want to cancel my units. I have cups on the top, cups on the bottom, pints on the top, pints on the bottom, quart, quart, gallon, gallon. And the last unit standing is liters, which matches what I have over here. Now on this one, when we multiply and divide, you're going to see we have numbers on the top and on the bottom. So if I take 456 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 3.78, that gives me 1723.7. And on the bottom, 2 times 2 times 4 is going to give me 16. So I'm not quite done yet. I need to take that 1723.7 divided by 16, and that gives me 107.7 liters is my answer. You can punch all of this in your calculator at once, but I was just doing this to kind of show you that we multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and then divide. Sometimes we have word problems. So in your homework, what you're going to have, some of the problems are word problems. If a pallet of pop has 9 cases and each case has six packs, how many cans of pop are on the pallet? So the first thing we're going to do is frame up. And what I tell students to do is, in questions like this, look for the question word. Which, how many, how much. And in this case, it says how many cans of pop are on a pallet. So we're solving for cans of pop. So now this is where these can get a little tricky. So I've got a pallet of pop has 9 cases and each case has 6 packs. How many cans of pop are on a pallet? Maybe you're focusing back here and you're not quite sure where to start. So a lot of these are conversion factors. I know a pallet of pop has 9 cases. I know a case has 6 6-packs, and you know how many is in a 6-pack. So the key here is they want to know how many of these are on a pallet. It's implied that we have 1 pallet. So that means that over here, I'm going to start with 1 pallet. And I'm going to put that over 1. My conversion factors are then all found inside of the problem. So I've got 1 pallet has 9 cases, or 9 cases to 1 pallet. I have that a case has 6 6-packs. We'll just say packs, or 6 packs in 1 case. And you know how many cans of pop are in a 6-pack. So 1 pack has 6 cans, 6 cans in 1 pack. All right, now I need to insert my conversion factors. I have pallet on the top, so my next unit needs to have pallet on the bottom, which is this one. So here I have 9 cases in 1 pallet. I have cases on the top, so I need a unit that has cases on the bottom. Whoops, sorry, my bad. That's one of the reasons I mark them out as I go. Cases on the top, so it has to have cases on the bottom. And that is going to be here. I have cases on the bottom. So I'm going to have 1 case, has 6 packs. And then finally, I know that each pack has 6 cans. So I have packs on the top, I need packs on the bottom. When I cancel my units, I go pallet, pallet, case, case, pack, pack. When I multiply across the top, I take 9 times 6 times 6, and that's going to be 324 cans of pop. And on the bottom, it's just 1 all the way across. All right, I have one more practice problem for you to try. So if you pause the video, I will work this out, and then I'll show you the solution. So go ahead and pause the video now. All right, welcome back. So here is the solution to converting 6,520 seconds to weeks. So you start off with 6,520 seconds over 1. You notice I didn't write my conversion factors over here, but you would have had seconds to minutes, minutes to hours, hours to day, days to week. And when you multiply and divide, you end up with 0.011 weeks when you round. All right, so now you're ready to try some of these at home for homework or in class for practice. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next video.